So growing up, I always thought I was so blessed to be raised in a godly family. And that's the feeling and the conclusion that I have now. And a lot of times people think just because I've come to this conclusion that it's because I haven't thought of it. And well, I would imagine, like anybody who's grown up in a certain place, they ask, well, why me? Why here? Why this place? Why these parents? Why born here? Why this family? Why this last name? All this stuff. Nobody asked. You're just born. And so American exceptionalism. Why would I be born in the greatest country when there's so many other countries? Why? And the real one, is what are the odds that I was born into the right religion? That my parents worship the right God, the one with the correct name. And a lot of people think this. And one day I finally realized how stupid the question is. And I say stupid, it's stupid for a grown adult to just be asking this question. It's like a 10-year-old question. That's just like a question that, kids should be asking. Why should I be so fortunate when others aren't? Well, that's became silly to me when I looked out in the yard and I was just thinking of my eyeballs and my sentience and the fact that I can think. And as they say, sharks don't watch Shark Week. And I look out in the yard and see all these, anthills, and an anthill's probably got, 1,000 ants in it. Then there's more anthills besides that, and then there's all these other bugs that I can't see, and mites. I got mites crawling in my eyeballs right now, eating stuff, eating my skin, helping me, keeping me fresh. And so it's like I look out and it's like, what are the odds? Screw all this American exceptionalism and, why not Islam? Why not Judaism? Why not, why Christianity? And how fortunate must I be? It's like, that's a silly question. What are the odds that I'm not one of these bugs in the yard? And I'm actually just like I'm the apex predator. I'm the apex being on Earth. And then I realized years later, I thought that was a smart question, and I realized that was a dumb question as well. Because I'm carbon, and the natural conclusion to come to, because this is a materialist thought, I'm carbon, so I'm much more likely to be a part of an asteroid in an asteroid belt than this particular, as the abortion people like to call a clump of cells. That's what's so terrifying about the whole abortion argument. It's the whole clump. If you hear somebody define life as a clump of cells, it's disturbing. We're more than carbon. And, maybe you were so fortunate to be born in a home that worships the right God. And if you weren't, if you don't know Christ, you should get to know him because he's the best thing. There's only two things on this planet that are too good to be true, but are. And one of them is the love of a spouse, my wife. That's one that I believed would be too good to be true, but true, accurate. And the other one being the love of God, because it's it's the pinnacle of love, and the pinnacle of thought, imagination. Use your imagination. Think about how fortunate you are, how blessed you are. I think about how blessed I am, and it's, instead of being some particle somewhere, I could be dust I could be dust, just as well be dust in a nebula. And the real kicker is this, and this is the problem with materialism, is it's nihilistic. Because if I were to win such a lottery in carbon, to be carbon with eyeballs and have Shark Week, and then have the ability to have this thought, how awful for it to not mean anything other than other than just me. What a tragic lottery to win. But it's not the lottery. It's not luck. It's a blessing. Life is a blessing. And God gives life. And He's compassionate. And He forgives. So, accept Christ into your heart. He's the way. He's the truth. It all comes back to Him. Logos rises.